Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Morgan and I'm obsessed with all things beauty and skincare related and also purse related. And in today's video, I thought it would be fun to do a comparison video between the Classic Flap Chanel bag, which I'm still pinching myself over that I even own one now, and the Coco Top Handle by Chanel. I just got this jumbo clair beige classic flap. I'm still like shook over. It's my first classic flap and I'm like obsessed with it. If you guys can hear dogs barking, I have 3 dogs and yeah, I'm showing hound dogs. That's wild. But this is my first Chanel bag ever. I purchased it back in 2019. I believe this is now considered the medium large Coco Top Handle. So I want to show you guys and talk to you guys about this bag. First bag comparison between the two. There's like big differences. You know what? I want to show you guys the similarities between the bags before I start the differences. So the similarities between the bags are the quiltings. I mean, the classic flaps don't seem to have as much quilting. This is a jumbo, so the quilting style may be different, but you still have like the Chanel diamond quilting, which is fantastic. You also have that double C clasp right in the front that Karl Lagerfeld kind of redesigned, and you can immediately tell that they're from Chanel. They're bags from Chanel. There's no mistake in comparison. They also have this classic Chanel back pocket, and I love the back pocket. I said this in my unboxing video. I use this back pocket a lot. They're very effective. They're pretty deep and I could almost fit my whole hand in them. And I love them, and the same applies. This one's just a little shorter, but you have to remember the bag is just a little smaller than the jumbo, but you could still fit business cards in here, gum. I don't think you could fit a cell phone in there, but I mean, I think it's definitely worth it, like receipts, coupons, anything that you want to, honestly, business cards, I think is the perfect example of what you could use the back pockets for. But I love that they both have that. And then of course they both have this gorgeous chain, the gorgeous Chanel chain that makes Chanel Chanel. I mean, come on, look at this gorgeous chain. So they both have that. And of course, the 2 bags that I have opted for the caviar leather. I know lambskin is very desirable in the Chanel handbag game because you need to have that perfect cut of lambskin leather to create the Chanel handbag or any other handbag. When you're working with lambskin, you need to find that perfect cut. And when you use like caviar, they put like a coating over it, which it's like it helps hide some imperfections. I personally don't care and I don't get wrapped up into that because at the end of the day, I'm working with pink tones and I'm working with peachy yellow undertones. So I definitely want to use bags that are a little more color resistant and color transfer resistant. So I'm not trying to go buy a lambskin, and I just don't get too wrapped up into that stuff. I love the caviar leather and I'm okay with the fact that maybe there's imperfections, but that's also, I feel like that might be speculation also. You know what I mean? I'm not getting too wrapped up into that. But anyway, so that's the comparison between the two. You obviously know that you have a Chanel bag. I mean, I think it's pretty obvious, but there are a lot of differences. The first difference that I want to mention, and I think it's the one that sticks out to me the most because I think it's very important, is this is the one that I don't want to say bothers me the most, but it's one that I really want to note to everybody because it's something that I don't like that Chanel does. Because of the prices, the price of Chanel's, I really wish they would stop doing this because Dior doesn't do this. It is the interior material. So when you're working with a classic flap, their most expensive bags, they all have leather interior. So this is my current handbag that I'm using. Obviously it's new. I have my Dior card holders. When you're working with the classic flap, you can clearly see that the inside of the classic flap is all leather. That's all leather interior right there. And I absolutely love that. I believe that when you're paying that much money for a bag, for the leather, for the craftsmanship, for the brand as a whole, you want leather throughout, okay? Even if you're it should be leather throughout. Okay, I don't care what brand you are, you really should be putting leather throughout your handbag. So this Coco Top Handle that I have, I don't like about this Coco Top Handle is its cloth interior. So when I first bought this bag, I honestly didn't even think about it because a Chanel's a Chanel, and honestly resale value is still very high on a Chanel. So it's a good thing and a bad thing because first of all, you're not getting your leather interior. You're getting fabric, which I don't like. Chanel, what's up with that? First of all, I also want to say though, my fabric interior is pretty pristine, I do have to say, because I'd never even let change roll around in my Chanel bags. I take very good care of my Chanels. Sorry, but no loose change, no dirty chains rolls around in the pink Chanel or this beauty. The Coco Tops definitely need to work on being leather throughout, especially now that they're experiencing a lot of price increases. I believe this bag is now $4,500 or $4,900, but I know the price increase, it has been really going on this bag. The Coco Tops are highly coveted, and I don't totally see why. There is a lot to be desired with this bag. The other difference between the Coco Top Handle and this bag, the classic, is the Coco Top Handle is quite heavy. This is a pretty heavy bag. I don't know why. I don't know if it's me or what, but this is dry weight. There's nothing in here, and it's still a pretty heavy bag. Probably by the time you're done with this thick, nice, sturdy top handle, I mean, the top handle, it's the lizard design top handle. It's gorgeous. It's a very sturdy bag, and this is quite heavy. The chain is quite heavy. Also with the chain, you have the extra antique gold hardware where you could unhook this. You could just take it off totally and then just use this as a cute top handle, which again is very, very endearing, and another one of the really great things about the Coco Top. And I think that's another reason why so many people are gravitating towards this bag. It's just so universal, but it makes for a very heavy bag. Whereas your classic flaps, they're a lot lighter. Even being that this is a jumbo, I still think it's easier to carry around. I was worried because I have fibromyalgia, which is why I went with the Coco Top. I ended up purchasing this. Also, it was more affordable, but I could carry this around. But this isn't as heavy as this bag, even though that this is a jumbo. I have no problem putting this on my arm. I have no problem, carrying this around, even though I don't have my top handle. I'm pretty happy with that. The only thing is you can't remove the chain like you can on the Coco Top Handle. This chain, you can't remove. Like, the chain is the chain, which I totally understand, because if you don't have the chain, literally all you can do is carry it like this, like a Bottega Veneta, which honestly, I'm kind of down with that. Like, I'm cool with that. I'm like, yes, queens, yes. But anyway, that's another difference between the bags. The next difference between the bags are obviously the whole interior. I don't think you get so you don't get that extra zipper in the Coco Top Handle, like, in the classic flaps where Coco Chanel used to store her love letters. The brand, if you don't know, Coco Chanel used to store her love letters in her bags, and she used to have a secret pocket. So the brand still keeps that pocket in their classic flaps as kind of like a nod to Coco Chanel, but the Coco Top Handle does not have that. That's just one thing that is different. Also, obviously, it's not a double flap. So this is the classic double flap where you have, storage here, and then you lift the double flap, and then this is where the enclosure is, and then of course you have a bunch of storage here, and then of course a bunch of storage here. So I definitely love the storage options in a classic flap. People, I don't think I didn't even realize how much storage options you have in a classic flap versus the Coco Top. The Coco Top is very different, that it doesn't have the double flap, but it has a zipper, which in my opinion can kind of act as a double flap, maybe not. I mean, it's not as iconic, but it does have this zipper in the middle that helps you. with storage. Like sometimes if you want to like zip up some cash or something like super important, or even change, it has this extra zipper pocket here, which I think is nice, but again, nothing like the classic flap. But what they do have in common is they have the cosmetic holders, which I love. I loved that feature in this bag, and the classic flap has that. So they have a lipstick holder and then like compact holders right here. I could try to put it up close for you. So that's the thing that I like about the Coco Top. And then of course the classic flap has that feature too. And you guys can see that I do have a lipstick already in the lipstick holder, and then Chanel foundation in my Chanel cosmetic holder. So that's another thing that they both have that I really, really like. The Coco Top gives you these little bag holders that help stand up the bag, and I think they're designed to help you maintain your corners, because being that it's a top handle, you put the bag down a lot, where this is a shoulder bag, so this should not be being put down a lot. It should be on your shoulder. So this doesn't have any protection at the bottom for its corners. So let me just say this, although in theory, I think this is an awesome idea, and one of the reasons why I purchased it was like because of these feet. They're useless. They don't work. Like, I don't feel like they've worked for me. Seriously, I don't think they've really protected my corners the best they could. A big problem with Coco Top handles is it's hard to keep the corners pristine, because the corners, unlike the classic flap, are more pointed. So this comes out to a more point, where the classic flap is a little rounded. So I think that might be easier to keep the corners more pristine. Again, I'm very new to the classic flap though, so I'm still learning, but I think that's, oh, and another difference between these bags is the top of the Coco Top has this leather like comfort for your shoulder. So when this is sitting on my shoulder, because I do use this as crossbody, this maybe sets it up so it doesn't dig into my arm. It's leather and it's caviar, so I love that this isn't some felt bogus annoyance, which is great. Where the classic flaps, you don't have anything. You still have that chain. I have yet to experience any pain. I will be going to New York City and I'll be wearing this around the city, so maybe I'll get a good feel for this bag there. But for now, I've experienced no problem with the classic flap. Both bags I've absolutely love. Obviously, if I'm willing to pay that much money for these bags, I love them. Guys, I love these bags so much, but there are a lot of differences between the two. I think having both in your collection is beneficial, because I think they can be used for very different reasons. They are not the same bags, and they serve very different purposes in my opinion. I think they're both great for occasions. Like, I think you can dress them both up. Obviously, classic flaps are a little more formal looking. However, I don't care. I love to have arm candy every day, all day. I wear these no matter what, but I feel like this is a great evening to day bag, and I think this is a great casual bag, yet I don't even know how you make a pink Chanel a casual bag. I don't know how you make Chanel casual bags ever, because I just think they're such pretty bags. But honestly, this is my life, and like, these are my bags, so I'm just gonna wear them how I see fit. And that's it, you guys. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope you enjoyed these bags, and whichever bag you choose to get, I think you're going to absolutely love. If you're new to Chanel and you're not comfortable with going all the way in like I was and buying a classic flap as your first bag, definitely look into this bag. This again has been my first Chanel love, and guys, I've been carrying this around every single day since 2019. It's been glued to my side, and honest to God, I love this. Literally, I've had very minimal color transfer, and I've worn this with jeans, with everything. I've worn this everywhere, everywhere. They're very durable bags. And I know people talk about quality issues with Chanel. I have yet to experience them. Just make sure that you evaluate your bags very, very well before leaving. Check the corners of your bags. Make sure there's no nicks. Make sure your diamonds all align. Make sure your flaps are all even. Make sure there's nothing off about the bag before you leave the boutique. And if the bag is in perfect condition and meets all your standards, then you're good to go. So honestly, I don't think you can go wrong. And if you want to go all in with the classic flap, then good for you. But I think the Coco Top Handle is a great, great option for your first Chanel. And honestly, if you're contemplating getting the classic or the Coco Top, I'd get it now because it's quickly becoming a classic and the prices just keep going up. So I would take advantage and, you know, get your Chanels while you can. I love you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this video as much as I did filming it. If you haven't done so, subscribe to my channel. I love doing videos like this all the time with you guys. I just think I have so much fun here on this channel, talking about luxury and designer and of course luxury skincare. Follow me on Instagram for updated photos, skincare routines, fashion looks, and what I'm up to during the week. I love you guys. Stay flawless, stay fashionable, stay chic. Bye.